ranking all of the cinematics. So, the BFA cinematic. I would say the BFA cinematic is... it's probably like it's like an A or a B. I would say it's probably like... No, it's a B. It's a B. Here's why. Because as an Alliance player, how do you think that it makes me feel whenever my king starts crying? You know what I mean? Like that's basically where we're at here. My king, this is the guy that we're supposed to have in charge, and he starts crying. Are you kidding me? This is what I have to do. No, yeah, fucking right. I don't want to deal with that at all. Now, Cataclysm. The Cataclysm cinematic was really cool. I liked it a lot. Personally, I don't think it was really amazing. It was probably like I think it was also a B. Cataclysm cinematic was probably also a B. The reason for that is that, like, they made like a lot of story about Deathwing, etc. But I think it was like probably a B, somewhere around there. Now, the Burning Crusade cinematic. I don't think it was that good. I actually think the Burning Crusade cinematic was a C. I think the BC cinematic was a C. I don't think it was really that great. I wasn't a fan of it. And it was like, it was not, like, you were not prepared. Yeah, that's cool. But like, it was, I don't know, it just didn't really seem like super exciting to me or anything. It was like, okay, cool. This is, you know, it is what it is. Like, if you compare like the storytelling and like how much better, here's a way to look at it. Like all of these cinematics, let's be honest, okay? Let's just be honest. All of these cinematics are S cinematics, okay? Like every single one is a fucking S. Like every cinematic is fucking amazing. That Blizzard has done, it's every single one is really, really fucking good. So let's go back to where we're at. This is a B, and this is a B, and this is a C. Now, the BFA cinematic. The only good thing about this cinematic was Varian. And the worst thing about this cinematic was Sylvanas. Because they could have made her way hotter. Like, she could have been way hotter than what she originally was. But I do think that it was a good cinematic. I liked how Varian fell in the water and he was fighting the Legion on the broken shore with Sylvanas. It was pretty... she could have had way bigger boobs. You could have made her thighs bigger. You could have had her just wearing less clothes. It could have been way better. But, you know, Blizzard decided to go with, you know, the whole fucking SJW route and just make her look like a real woman. And, you know, what do you think I'm playing a fantasy game for, okay? Like, look at Varian. Varian's got this, like, massive fucking hair. The dude's got, like, a 50-inch chest. He's like this massive fucking warrior. But, oh, heaven forbid you give a girl D cups and then the world's gonna explode. Give me a fucking break. The Legion cinematic's an A, though. Yeah, it's an A. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, he's got a 10-inch con. Yeah, exactly. All right, Mr. Pandaria. Look, I know you might not like this. This might not make you happy. You might not be like, oh, wow, this is so good. I'm so happy here. But here's why I didn't like it. Because it wasn't WoW. Like, I think the cinematic, like, objectively was good. The cinematic was fine, right? It's like a B or an A cinematic, yeah. But this is not WoW. This is Disney. This is some fucking Disney-ass shit. Like, I saw that cinematic. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, what do you mean? Like, I don't want to see that dog shit. No fucking way. I didn't like it at all. So, yeah, I feel like I wasn't a big fan of the Mists of Pandaria cinematic. I like how there are some positives about it, okay? They introduce the pandas. They introduce... I think this cinematic does something that's different than many of the other cinematics, where it actually introduces the characters' like kind of motives, and it introduces like what you're going to think about the characters, what kind of characters they are. And because of that, I do actually really think the Mists of Pandaria cinematic was good. It's just that it wasn't that good. Does that make sense? It wasn't WoW. And I think that objectively it was good, but in the context of it being a WoW cinematic, it was not good. Does that make sense? You guys see what I'm saying here? You guys picking up what I'm putting down? You actually just can't take it so serious like the other ones? Well, maybe I don't want it. Maybe I want to take it serious. All right, so the original Warcraft cinematic. So I really like the original Warcraft cinematic. I'm a big fan of it. Here's why I like it a lot. Is because it introduces the characters and the players are the focus. And because of that, I think the players being the focus and showing the different things that you can be in the game, that is fucking amazing. I really think that it's awesome. And because it has that different type of focus instead of like on different characters or whatever, but it has it just on the players. The BC one is like kind of the same thing, but I just didn't really think it was as good. And it was also the same thing as the vanilla one. I'm going to put the vanilla one as an A. Yeah. I'm gonna put the vanilla one as an A. Now, Warlords of Draenor. It is, in my opinion, one of the greatest cinematics Blizzard has ever made. I absolutely loved it. I remember watching it, and then I watched it with my mom, and then we watched it again. This is one of the most incredible cinematics that I've seen in a long time. And I would say overall, it's probably one of the best ones that Blizzard has ever made. I love this cinematic. Everything about it makes sense. The story it makes sense. The callback to Warcraft 3 is fucking amazing. This is absolutely an S tier. Play it. I will play it. I'm not going to play all of them, but I will play this one because it's so fucking good. Words of Draenor cinematic. 30 million views. This is the best one they've ever made. Maybe, the only reason why the Wrath of the Lich King one could be better is because of the story behind it. Objectively, I think this is probably the best one. Starts off the thumping, thunders of war, 20 years ago in Draenor. The fucking scene, it shows Tanan jungle with the fucking peak right where Manaroth drank the blood, or sorry, Grom drank the blood of Manaroth 35 fucking years ago. First thing you fucking see, Big Dick Grom Hellstream in his goddamn prime. And then you see Garrosh in the back, but you don't know it's him yet. And then you see the biggest, most conniving, cocksucking piece of shit, Gul'dan.
Hellstream. Claim your destiny.
Look at that, dude. And he looks back at Garrosh. Should I do this or not? Garrosh told him what was going to happen, though.
And what, Gul'dan, must we give in return?
This scene, dude.
Everything.
And he knew, because Garrosh told him. Pours that fucking shit out. He's like, nope. Gul'dan, like the conniving little fucking whimpering bitch, steps out of the scene.
This gift.
And Garrosh told him he'd beat this motherfucker. So he turns around, he looks at him, and he says, you know what? Let's do it again. Look at that. This giant motherfucker. Look at that, dude. Die. And he knew this shit was gonna happen. He planned for it. And they just start dropping bombs on this motherfucker. Manaroth's the most powerful fucking pit lord in the whole world. In the whole Burning Legion. So they needed a lot for that. Garrosh came and helped them make the Iron Stars. They tie that into the Siege of Orgrimmar. Look at that. Oh, it's so fucking good. Destroys that. And it's like, how strong was Grom? Was he really as much of a badass as we thought he was? Yep. Yes, he was. And this right here is, in my opinion, the best scene in any fucking cinematic. Lifts that shit up there. Right here, dude. And it's not even close. And it is not even close. And this is the original Warcraft 3 cinematic where Grom dies, but Garrosh saves him that time. It's the exact same thing. Manaroth's dead ass right there. And this, dude. You thought Garrosh was just some big dumb brute?
This was not.
This is motherfucking Orc Thanos.
Times change.
It was so good. Pushes that rusty ass bitch. Throws his father's legendary sword or his axe to him. And there it is.
We will never be slaves!
There it is, dude.
But we will be conquerors.
And then you see them fucking rebuilding the Dark Portal again. Rebuilding that shit again. But doing it on their own terms. Doing it the way that they wanted it to be. The way the orcs meant it to be. This is by far the best cinematic they've ever made. It's fucking incredible. And like whenever you saw this, you knew what was gonna fucking happen. And it was impending, you fucking knew it. It was so good. Like it's not even remotely close. This is the best cinematic they've ever made. It's an S, by the way. Now, Wrath of the Lich King is better. Wrath of the Lich King is only, people think that it's better, and I can understand this, right? People think that Wrath of the Lich King is better because it has Arthas in it. Okay? It has Arthas in it, and it is fucking incredible. Let's be honest, it is absolutely fucking incredible. Everything about it looks really good. Like, I will show you, we can look at it, we'll watch it, since we already watched the other one. These are the two best ones, I think. Right? I'll just pull this one up too. So one of the big things about this Wrath of the Lich King cinematic that a lot of people don't remember is that this shit came out like over 10 years ago. And the graphics still hold up today. And the reason why that matters is like the Illidan cinematic was kind of janky. But back then, like this was like what? Like fucking 13 years ago. This cinematic for its time was incredible. Look at this. Look at this. Starts off right where Warcraft 3 left off.
The day you were born, the very forests of Lordaeron whispered the name Arthas.
Fucking eyes. Oh, dude. And like the parallel of like King Tyrannus telling Arthas about being king. And he is the king. Just not the king that King Tyrannus thought he would be. And you knew this was coming. This is another thing, is you knew this was coming. Ever since WoW came out, you knew that the Lich King, it was gonna happen. This was the biggest, baddest motherfucker in the entire Warcraft universe for most people. And there he is. It's time.
My child, I watched with pride
And then
as
the
you
fucking
grew into
sword.
a weapon
Oh, man.
of righteousness.
Right here, this is the best fucking scene, dude. Look at that.
Remember, our line has
Oh my
always
God.
ruled with wisdom and strength. And I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power.
And then he just fucking does it, man. And he just unleashes the fucking gigantic fucking frostworm. Oh, it's so good. Just gets up, he knows what's gonna happen. Badasses never look at explosions. Look at that, dude. never knew this shit was coming, man. Look at that gigantic fucking dragon. I don't think anybody expected this shit to happen either. Yeah, with Sendragosa, look at that. And this was just fucking amazing. I remember Zach called me on the phone, on my little fucking flip phone, the day this cinematic came out, man.
He's stirring the heart.
Oh my god. Look at this, dude. Yeah.
I tell you this, for when
There
my
he is,
days have come to an end,
There he is.
you shall be king.
Absolutely fucking like emotionless killing machine. And I think that like a lot of people that didn't play the game back then and didn't play Warcraft 3 wouldn't really understand like the significance of this. Because ever since Warcraft 3, like at the beginning of Warcraft 3, Arthas was the main character, basically in the story. Like this is the prince, and the entire story is basically centered around him. And World of Warcraft comes out, and this is in 2004, and there's no Lich King. There's a lot of talk of the Lich King. There's Naxxramas, but there's no Lich King. And then Burning Crusade comes out, and Illidan is the boss in Burning Crusade. And everybody thinks to themselves, oh shit, what comes after Illidan? Everybody knew this was coming. Every single part, like in Warlords of Draenor, nobody really knew Warlords of Draenor was coming. Nobody could predict that. But Wrath of the Lich King did something that was really, really good. It's that whenever you know something is coming, and it even makes you more hyped for it than you originally were. You know it's coming, and you still want it to come. And they fucking deliver. Like, the fight itself was awesome. Everything about Wrath of the Lich King was fucking awesome. Like, I loved it, man. And it delivered. Yes, it absolutely did fucking deliver. Right, Shadowlands now? Yeah, so this is obviously yes. I think WoD and Wrath are like pretty much even. It depends on really like how you want to, you know, figure it and how you want to decide it. But I think that they're basically about this. It depends on kind of how you feel. And I think that it's just, there's so much, that's the thing is like, there's so much story and so much going on with like the Wrath of the Lich King cinematic that it's very hard to rate it properly because of the impact that it has on the lore. Like, you have to understand that Wrath of the Lich King came out in 2008, I believe. And like Warcraft 3 and Arthas, that shit came out in like 2000 and like 2001. So by the time the Lich King came out, this was like a 10-year buildup of this story. Like, it was a 10-year fucking buildup. Why do you like Legion so much? The Legion cinematic? I thought it was really well done. I felt like it was really, really well done. That's basically at 1998. Was it really? I guess like the Frozen Throne is whenever really Arthas became the Lich King. But he was a Death Knight, I think, in Arthas 1. Or not Arthas 1. Fucking Warcraft 1. Warcraft 3. Yeah, Warcraft 3. Sorry, I'm like getting myself confused here. Shadowlands? Shadowlands, I don't think I can scroll down. I don't think I can scroll down far enough to find a place to put the Shadowlands cinematic at. Like, I've rewatched every single WoW cinematic except for the fucking Shadowlands cinematic. Like, I am so fucking sick. The only good thing they did with the Shadowlands cinematic, right? I will say this. Is this right here. Because right here, everybody thought that Sylvanas was going to take the crown and become the Lich King. Like, everybody fucking knew this was like, they were like, oh, this is it. It's going to happen. Because everybody had thought this was going to happen for like fucking years. And then the moment that it finally fucking, that you think it's going to happen,
is a prison.
And you think she's gonna fucking put it on. She puts it in front of her, like she's gonna put on the crown. She looks at it, you think it's gonna happen. This is the best part of the cinematic. Right there. You thought she's going to put it on. And she tears it in half. And like, nobody fucking expected this. Nobody had any fucking idea this was gonna happen. And there it is. Yeah, that was fucking awesome. And it's like some parallel world shit.
And I will set us all free.
Yeah, that was the coolest part about it. Everything else was fucking stupid, obviously. But this was fucking awesome. Like, that part of it was really, really good. Because it's a subversion, it's subverting expectations like that, I think is really awesome. And especially to do that and have it be a success, right? And watch the whole thing? No, I'm not going to watch that trash. Like, this cinematic was fucking garbage. Like, you can't build up the Lich King as being, like, one of the, like, most powerful fucking entities in the entire world, and then have one of the faction leaders that had a hard time killing an old orc, you know, it beat the Lich King with no challenge, okay? Like, it's just fucking stupid. It was just absolutely fucking stupid. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just not... It made no sense. Like, they could make sense of it in the game, right? And they could have made sense of Sylvanas, but I really think that they did a terrible job with this. In my opinion, I think they could have had the exact same thing happen with Bolvar beating him. Because Bolvar is big, dumb, and slow. That's what the Lich King is. He's a big, dumb, slow idiot with a big mace. He's not fast. He's not clever. He's just big, dumb, and slow. And she could have outmaneuvered him, you know, jumped on top of him and grabbed the head. She could have even died in the process and then gone into the Shadowlands after she destroyed the helmet. Like, there are tons of other ways that they could have done this cinematic to not make the Lich King look like a total fucking bitch. Like, they could have done this in many different ways, but they chose not to. I'm fucking annoyed. He's a warrior? No, he's not. He's a fucking Death Knight. I'm pretty sure the Lich King's a Death Knight, all right? Like, I would say it's pretty goddamn obvious that Bolvar's a bitch. No, he's not. He's really not, though. I mean, like, Bolvar is... Actually, I don't know. Bolvar kind of is a bitch. Because, like, you compare Bolvar... Because, like, Bolvar fought... He fought Arthas. And that didn't go over too well. Like, Arthas literally one-shot him. Like, you have to remember that. Arthas literally one-shot Bolvar. It was pretty sad. Like, look, I'll show you. Look. Yeah, he did. No, he did. Watch. Watch. Where is it? I'm just gonna move ahead. This was the first in-game cinematic. He did. Watch. Watch what happens. Bolvar, yeah, he got his ass beat. Everybody thought this guy was like the most badass motherfucker the humans had. Like, this guy was like basically... He's the king, basically the king of Stormwind for like 5 years, 10 years. This was also the like, it's funny to see the look at that, the look of, oh my god, and like you can see the pixels in it, man. This is like if they had made an animated version of like Lord of the Rings in the 60s or something like that. Yeah, it's like way, way, way back in the day. And so this was the first in-game cinematic they ever had. Arthas had Shadowmourne. So Arthas was also the Lich King, okay? You have to remember that. And then you had like Sarfang's son. You know, Draenor Sarfang. And this was a real badass too. He's a huge badass. And so you have like the Horde and the Alliance both coming in.
I was wondering if you'd show up. I couldn't let the Alliance have all the
and you have the
today.
tentative alliance between the Alliance and Horde. Like, everybody was like, oh, fuck, dude. We're gonna beat the Lich King's ass, dude. There's no way. Arthas doesn't stand a fucking chance. And the entire army is sitting there. This is how much of a badass Arthas was.
Of your people demands justice. Come forth, coward, and answer for your crimes.
Look at this, dude. And they called that bitch out. And then he came out. And then he came out.
You speak of justice.
Yeah.
Of cowardice. I will show you the justice of the grave and the true meaning of fear.
And so this is like the two biggest badasses in like the Alliance and the Horde. One hit. One hit. Literally one fucking hit. That's it. You think about it, right? Sylvanas, think about how long it took Sylvanas to deal with, what's his name? You know, Sarfang, without using, like, that magic shit. It took her a little bit of time. Lich King? Boom. Get him out of here. And that was a Sarfang in his prime. Like, that was, it was in his prime.
For all the lives you've stolen, traitor!
Boldly stated, but there is nothing you can.
Oh yeah, wait, he didn't kill Bolvar, that's right. I thought he did.
Did you think
I thought that he did. I didn't remember.
we had forgiven?
No, I didn't remember, man.
Now
it makes sense why he couldn't control Bolvar.
Forsaken.
Yeah.
To the scourge and death to the living.
So Bolvar just got killed by a debuff. I mean, this dude got killed by a debuff. I mean, that's actually that's kind of sad. Yeah, he got killed by a debuff.
Now, all
Shit.
can see. This is the hour of the Forsaken.
I told you guys this before. Like, I actually thought they were gonna add in like a third faction with this. I was like, this is cool. Because like Warcraft 3 had 4 factions. I was like, oh shit. Is this gonna happen? And this fucking Lord of the Rings shit, where like the dragons come in, they're like, we're gonna save you, Bolvar, and they fucking set him on fire. You literally just set his ass on fire, dude. Burned everything away. I think the music, like this part was really, really good. And just like everybody died. And I think like the coolest thing about this is like you were just doing quests in Dragonblight, right? And like you had no idea this shit was coming out. Like they didn't really like tell you ahead of time this was gonna happen or anything. Like you just turned in a quest and like this shit just popped up. It was the coolest fucking shit, man. It really was. Like I was so excited. Dude, I got like fucking chills watching that shit, man. I remember it was like the second day of Wrath, and I went and I watched that shit. It was so fucking good. The original Battle for the Undercity? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Since the Wrathgate was Sylvanas' fault, then Sylvanas beat Bolvar twice. I told you that dude was a bitch. Like, it's like, but he's supposed to be the Lich King, though. That's the thing, is he's still supposed to be the Lich King. And I don't know. I thought that for some reason he killed, what do you call it? Yeah, it's like, look, this is like the most, you know, fucking Sarfang's son, you know, the most badass fucking warrior of the Horde, goes up right against the Lich King. This is what I thought was going to happen to Sylvanas. Boom. Get the fuck out of here. The fuck out of time for this shit. The fuck out of here. What do you think you're trying to do? Like, what is this, dude? And yeah, Frostmourne OP. Yeah, I guess it is, but I didn't expect it to be that OP, right? And even Arthas ran like a little bitch from the debuff. Yeah, but he didn't die from it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, excuses they're giving us just the jailer's power, right? Yeah, sure. I mean, it's an excuse. I don't know. I was still fucking annoyed by it, okay? I'm always going to be, like, fucking eternally triggered by this, and it's just going to annoy the shit out of me. Yeah, that's basically it. It's Frostmourne, Bolvar does not. Yeah, sure, but that's not the only fucking difference, all right? Fuck you talking about? Yeah, it's like Frostmourne made, yeah, Arthas a lot more powerful, right? But so did becoming the Lich King, okay? How do you know that becoming the Lich King made him more powerful? I can show you why. That. See, Bolvar couldn't do that whenever he wasn't the Lich King. He only is able to do that after he's the Lich King. Because the Lich King gives you special powers. Because you're the fucking Lich King. But I think this is clearly like the Shadowland cinematic, I think, is worse than the Mist of Pandaria. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make the Mist of Pandaria cinematic a C, because I think the only thing that deserves to have the lowest rating is the fucking Shadowlands one. The Shadowlands one is so bad that it promotes the Mist of Pandaria one. That's basically how I feel about it. Alex Drazov versus Hanzo is better fight in the Shadowlands one. That's from Hots. Yeah, anything would be, okay? But when Sylvanas was alive, Arthas one-shotter? Yeah, of course Arthas one-shotter. Because Arthas is a badass and Sylvanas was just like a random fucking elf. Like, yeah, if Sylvanas was an elf, Arthas is like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't have time for this shit. Like, yeah, of course. Yeah, no fucking shit. And a Ranger General? Listen. To the Lich King, they're all just elves. Okay, he's a goddamn Lich King. Let's see. Where's the community rankings? I'll see what the people say. Yeah, it's about right. Wait, why they make BFA an A? Why they put BFA as an A? Who did that? I don't know, man. Like, I'm not a fan of that at all. That's ridiculous. Yeah, BFA is an A? Yeah, fucking right. Horde players? I mean, it's like, yeah, I guess so. I don't know. As an Alliance player, it was just fucking embarrassing. Yeah, all the rest of this was dumb. I'll take a look at Legion was a C. Like, give me a fucking break. The Legion cinematic wasn't amazing, but like, I can't, like, they're so stupid to vote the WoD cinematic as a B. Like, that right there just completely invalidates their opinion, like my opinion of the entire fucking thing, man. Like, let's be real. She's not normal. She's a fucking Banshee Queen, basically a Lich King. A Banshee Queen versus, like, the Lich King is like the difference between the President of the United States and the Queen of an anthill. Okay? Like, that's the difference. So, I don't want to hear any of that stupid fucking bullshit. It's not... I don't want to hear any of that at all. The Lich King should have won. It shouldn't have even been close. And that would have been it.